Travel Star. Hey there. Hi there. Ho there. It's Liz here with Travel Start. Thank you for stopping by. I know that you can spend your time pretty much anywhere, and that you choose to do it with us means the world to me. So thank you so much. Okay, so today is part 2 in the Why Choose a Cruise series. We're going to talk about accommodations. So I will say the best sleep that I ever got, was on a cruise ship. It's something about that light, very light, you know, lulling. And even what I'm doing is pretty exaggerated because the ships are so big that you don't feel, very rare that you feel a lot of movement in the ocean unless they drop anchor. But your body gets this kind of like lulled to sleep thing, and the beds are pretty amazing. Most cruise ships have multiple categories of rooms that you can choose to choose to make your home for 3, 5 to 7 or 10 or 11 or 14, or even there are some cruises that are 6 months, so there you go. There is typically a inside cabin which has no windows. There are a couple of cruise ships actually do have an inside cabin that has a something that looks like a window, but basically they project what it looks like outside of the ship into the window, so you feel like you have an outside, but you're inside. Some cruise ships have studio cabins, which is for one solo independent sailor, and excuse me, and those particular rooms aboard Norwegian, for instance, those solo studios even have their own little like area, like a lounge where you can hang out and things like that. So there is the solo, and that's also typically an inside cabin, no windows or anything like that, unless you have the projector in your room. And then the next step up from that would be an ocean view. Now, your ocean view rooms can be obstructed or non-obstructed. They can be anything from a picture, like a little porthole, to a square picture window, to a bigger, much bigger window that's still considered a picture window. You can see outside, but those windows don't typically open. So an ocean view cabin or stateroom. Next step up from that is a balcony stateroom. It's pretty much the same stateroom that you get for an inside cabin or an ocean view cabin, maybe a little bit more square footage, and typically there's a door that slides open and you can step out onto a balcony. Some cruise ships have these infinite verandas, so it's a huge floor-to-ceiling glass window that slides down so you can get fresh air and then slides back up. So that's also another possibility. From there, there's the mini suite category. Many cruise lines have some form of a room that is between the balcony and, say, a full-on suite of some form. So the mini suite, again, is slightly bigger typically than the average room. Not only is it a little bit bigger, but it's typically also got the balcony that's there, and maybe you have a little more space in the room, or you have a pull-out couch that sleeps multiple passengers. Many times the bedding in the room is a little bit more upgraded than the other rooms, etc. So there you go. Now, in all the categories that I spoke about, some things are pretty standard. You have a very small stateroom. I remember going to Las Vegas, and we were staying at, I want to say it was the Monte Carlo, and I walked in and went, where in the world is the rest of this room? Like, it was so small. But then we went on a cruise, and I found out that that room in Las Vegas would have been considered like a suite on a cruise ship, because the rooms are just, they're not very big, 300 square feet. If you're lucky, probably more like 250, maybe more like 180 square feet. And so my husband and I and my 2 children went and stayed in a cabin. So they have 2 beds, 2 twin-size beds that are double beds that they push together to make a king-size bed, and then they have a bed that falls down from the wall, and then they have a cot that's underneath it, and that's how they sleep 4 people in some rooms. Other cruise lines or even other categories of room have a bed that you like a pull-out bed that you can sleep on, so it kind of depends. Kind of depends on the cruise and the category and all that good stuff. Okay, then we get into the, you could call it luxury category, which is suites. So even the suites, at least the starting suite, is not enormously bigger than the rooms that the average person gets. However, there's typically some extra space. So you get a little more space. Many times you have restaurants or lounges or things like that that you can go in. Like Celebrity has aqua class rooms, and then they have another class of room that's losing me right now. But anyhow, it hasn't come back to me. Blue. Only people that are guests of the Blue, which is more spa and relaxation and tranquility and all that type of thing, can eat at the restaurant that is also called Blue. So anyhow, Norwegian has havens, and the Haven Suite guests have their own lounge. They have their own dining area. They have a place that's an adults only that has a pool, and it has 2 jacuzzis. Usually on most ships, 2 jacuzzis, and only Haven members are allowed to go into those particular areas. So it does make it something that's a little more desirable, because not everybody gets to go there, right? So when you get into the suite level, again, bedding is also upgraded. The decor in the room, pictures on the walls, sofas, sometimes there's tables, sometimes there's multiple bedrooms and bathrooms. Many times you'll find that there is a bathroom on a suite. Depends on the suite. Don't get me wrong, not all suites have it, but usually there is a category that has some form of bathtub, and again, that depends on the cruise line. But so anyhow, lots of categories, lots of different places to choose. Of course, suites are at the higher end of the budget, and say an inside cabin or a studio cabin would be like the entry-level room, but who cares, because you're on a ship. I will say, many times, if you book balcony cabins and above, you get extra amenities aboard the cruise. So that's when people start to care, because a beverage package, for instance, on Norwegian is something like $500 to $600, $700-ish, depending on the length of the cruise, per person. And if you're over the age of 21 and you have another person in your room over the age of 21, they will charge you, both people have to have the beverage package. So the fact that you don't have to pay for the beverage package, with the exception of the gratuity, is a big deal, right? That's big. So it's kind of like, it's worth it to upgrade from, say, an inside cabin to a balcony cabin in order to get the drink package. So that's Accommodations. I promise you that the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life is aboard a ship. It's something about, I mean, it's huge and you don't really feel the boat, but I swear it just lulls you to sleep, or at least me. I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for anyone else. My husband said the same thing. And he's like, he was really, really, really stressed out about getting on the cruise ship, because, you know, his family didn't go on cruises and things like that. And then of course he marries a woman that's like, I want to go on a cruise. And so eventually he got dragged, but it was like, I'd gone on a cruise and then I'd come back, and I was telling him how much fun I had on the cruise, and well, and then he wanted to go and experience it for himself. So there you go. So that's Accommodations. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it informational. I know I'm talking really quick, but I don't want to have these videos be like 20 minutes long. So anyhow, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, or whatever it is that you do on the platform that you saw this video. Sign up for our mailing list that's down below, so you'll get tips, you'll get notifications, you'll get specials, you'll get travel inspiration, you'll find out when we have something new that's been posted, etc., all that good stuff, and become a part of the Travel Start family and community. Also, consider going on our group cruise. There's still more time and there's still space on the ship. We leave on March 22nd out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I hope to see you guys there. Okay, that's it. Lots of love and happiness and gratitude and joy and just friendship and laughter and great memories. And I'll see you on the next video. Next video. So we talked about food. We talked about accommodations. Next, we'll talk about what is there to do on board the ship. What is cruise life? What is that like? So I'll see you guys on the next video, okay? Bye, guys.